All right. Welcome, LifeWave family. My name is Garrett Johnson. I'm the US and Canada General Manager here at LifeWave, and I'm coming to you from our office in our headquarters in Utah, in Draper, Utah. So it is my pleasure to host our LifeWave Connect business webinar for the month of December. I am very excited about what we're seeing as we're heading into the end of this year, the incredible growth, and of course, the record-breaking year that it has been. To be able to see the kind of growth that we've seen is nothing short of amazing. And certainly each of you are a major credit to where we're at and the incredible growth that we've seen. So congratulations to everyone. We certainly also want to say, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah, wherever you're coming from. We certainly want to make sure that you have an amazing holiday season. Now, as we get started as we going into a new year, of course, one of the really popular things, a lot of topics people like to talk about is New Year's resolutions. Now, I'm a kind of a fan of doing resolutions all year long. It's not just in January, but it's certainly a good time to be kind of taking a look at what that looks like as we're starting into a new year. And of course, always making sure that we have goals that we're set and things that we're working towards and everything else. And so that's going to be our topic today. But I am really excited about our guests who are going to be teaching us today and talking to us about what they do. Certainly have done some amazing things since they've been here at LifeWave. And so I'm going to introduce Steve and Gina Merritt, who are our hosts for this, or our guests, presenters this month. But they are incredible leaders. Seeing what they've been able to do in the short time they've been here at LifeWave, again, record-breaking, and being able to see you don't get to where they're at if they don't have some very specific and focused goals and things that they're working towards all the time. And so we're so excited to have them on with us. They are some of our top income earners. They are top of our list when it comes to our elite status and being able to qualify for the elite trips. And so Steve and Gina, thank you so much for being on with us today.
Thank you for having us. What a blessing to be here. Welcome everyone around the world. What an exciting time we are in. And I'll tell you what, 2024 is not done yet. We got to keep finishing it strong. But what a blessing to be on here. Thanks for the invite. Thanks for thinking so highly of us to be on here to share with everyone, just to give them some words, some nuggets, and maybe even just like a little bit of a push to keep pressing through until we do reach 2025.
And the great thing is that we're getting very close to 2025. So we need to be focusing on also pushing in and moving in and what are we going to do in 2025. But Garrett, we are so blessed to have you as the leader in North America and all that you and your team do. And I just want to let you know that out of all of our experience, 36 years in this industry, I've never had a corporate team that is so amazing and so focused, dedicated to their distributor force, the brand partners. And it's so incredible to have this kind of unity because that is what drives growth and excitement and momentum when all of us are working together. None of us are perfect. We're all doing our best. So you gotta respect and give everyone the forgiveness to do their best. But remember, every one of us, this is our own business, but there's nothing like having the support and the confidence. When you have confidence in the corporate team, we have confidence in the field. So we're so blessed and grateful this holiday season to share with you how thankful we are for you and Merritt and David, and I couldn't go through all the lists, but
even all your spouses. I mean, I get to know them all on these amazing trips and how much they sacrifice. I mean, we're really, really grateful because we know that we, as well, we are animals, maniacs. I mean, we were up at 3 a.m. and did 4 Zooms already. So I'm telling you, we've never seen anything like LifeWave. The corporate team, the product, the company, the ownership, the field. It is absolutely incredible. And we're excited to work with everyone in LifeWave, connect arms, lock arms, and finish the year strong.
I mean, I know this is an international Zoom as well. The international, I know Dr. Chu has been helping us on a couple Zooms even yesterday. So it's like they're all able and willing. And those of you listening, as I'm saying this, the corporate team is saying, we want to help you. We want to support you. We want to do whatever we can do to help you win and succeed. So as we're talking today, you're going to want to implement and start taking ownership and really decide that, hey, you're probably never in your lifetime are you going to have all these people. So you've got your upline and you got the entire corporate team that are willing to go to bat and do what it takes to help you. Pretty much on life, you're on your own. But here you've got a team of people that want to support you. I mean, even if you just got people like Garrett that's waving the checkered flag saying, go, 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 you can do this. I mean, the community of the corporate team and the field encouraging you, this LifeWave community, what the doctors are saying to us is almost as important as any kind of health thing that you're doing, whether it's X39, whether it's exercising, getting great sleep. Just the community of being around positive people
Yes.
expands your life, not only quality of life, but also the length of your life because you're around these people. And nobody has this. Not many times in your lifetime will you have a community of people that believe in you and want you to succeed. Most places and people you're around, even sometimes the people you're going to be around the holidays, don't want you to succeed. Let's be real, right? Here, everybody wants all of us to win and succeed. What an amazing community that, it ain't a coincidence we're all here together. So thank you, Garrett, for having us on here. And we're so honored to be here and sharing with all these people because we know that there's a lot of lives counting on what we say and we don't take it lightly.
Well, and I think it's probably long overdue that we have you on here, but I will say this, it is the perfect timing, I think, as we're coming into the end of the year and being able to discuss, and I love the idea of keep pushing. The year is not over yet. And that's, I think is a really strong message to show not just, where all of our mindsets should be, but also where your mindset is in making sure that you're up at 3 a.m, making sure your team is still moving and still going. And I think that speaks volumes about why, you where you're at and why you've grown so quickly here, as well as built such a massive team. But I know that there's going to be some people who are on this webinar that may not know you very well. Either maybe they're new or maybe they're not your team, but maybe just share a little bit of your background, but also kind of what brought you here to LifeWave.
Okay, excellent. So we've been married for 38 years. We have 4 kids from the age of 36 to almost 28 in January. We have 7 amazing grandchildren, 6 grandsons, 1 little granddaughter. And what a blessing it is to have family, how important it is. But we have been in this industry actually for 36 years. And I remember working as a flight attendant for Delta Airlines and walked in one day and I got a 50% pay cut. A month later after that, they said you have to pay for half your health insurance. A month after that, they took my parking lot away. So I looked at Steve and said, if I keep working for them, I love my job so much. I was passionate about it, but I'm going to have to start paying them to go to work. So we kept praying, there's got to be a way out of here. He was a pro water skier, had a training center. I worked also helping him. So we spun a lot of place. We've always, I don't know if you can say we've always worked good together, but we've learned each other's skills and our gifts, our different gifts, and able to balance that. And, sometimes people would say to me, how do you have balance in your life? Sometimes there isn't balance, but it's okay. You're going to survive. As long as everybody's healthy and you're pushing forward, it's okay. But this industry has completely changed our life. I got to retire from the airlines August 1st of 2008. I will never forget it. I had 25 years with the industry. And he was actually, after being a pro water skier, did marketing. And so he got to retire also. But it has just completely changed our life. We have changed so many families' lives. And I think that once you realize what you have your hands on, especially with LifeWave, the simplicity of it, one product we promote, X39, I mean, it is a complete game changer on what we have our hands on.
Now, we've only signed up before LifeWave 2 times in 36 years. So I thought that was very interesting. We're not jumpers. We don't jump around. The company we were at that we helped 174 friends at the time make $1 million or more. Now it's gone on to 237 people in our industry that we've helped make $1 million or more. And I want that to pass on to all of you because what a blessing you could help people. I mean, you cannot whenever you start a business, by the way, you want to have employees and you want to support them and you want them to thrive and succeed. But you could never, ever in your business pay people like they're getting paid in this company right here in LifeWave. So that's a very big blessing that I want you to consider when you're starting this business, because a conventional business, you could never reap the rewards. Your friends and your teammates can never reap the rewards that are being generated right here. And by the way, before I forget, my friends that I've never knew before that came in through LifeWave, that I never knew them before, they're calling me out of the blue this holiday season in tears and gratefulness by how this has changed their life in a big way financially. Obviously, health ways, we know that the X39 is just off the chart as far as the quality. But, you know, sometimes you never would believe when you start this that you're going to have this many people calling you saying financially this business changed their life. So I want you to understand that. So we only signed up twice in our life. What happened was our company got sold and they had Me Too products, which most network marketing companies have. I call them Me Too. I have weight loss, Me Too. I have supplements, Me Too. I have skincare, Me Too. I have energy drinks, makeup, Me Too. Everyone's got it in every department store, every health food store, and they're all online. Nothing like the X39 that we've got here, patented, exclusive, and that is what is lighting up the compensation plan, by the way. You know, you have people might come to you and might say, hey, we got this fantastic comp plan. I don't care what comp plan you have. If you don't have a product that will light it up like the X39, you don't have anything. So make sure you know that this is giving you knowledge when you're out and about, because the minute you go talking to people, you're going to find out there's a lot of people in other businesses that, oh, they want to talk to you. Hey, wait a minute. I talked to you first. You didn't even talk to me. So understand that it's going to happen. It's not a problem, but I want you to have the knowledge and the backbone. And I'm going to tell you why this company sets anyone apart. But going back to our story. So we're praying. Tell them how we were praying.
So we are praying for 1 year for the right product, the right company, the right ownership, because you can have the right product with the wrong ownership. And number 4, we prayed for was God's favor for 1 year in the last industry we're in, because we were really struggling that we could sponsor anyone, but it was not about us. It was about our team. What were they getting? Were they winning? Were they receiving what they needed to receive, whether it was income or health-wise? So we really knew that deep inside, it was just not the right place for us. And when we prayed, and then we interviewed David Schmidt, and I was like kicking Steve under the table, like, this is it. This is the most incredible product in him, the way he believes and he thinks and he works. I mean, it was just completely us. We knew 1000%. We were confident. I mean, before we even came over to LifeWave, another company called us and offered us whatever we wanted. They would write the check for us to come with them. And we said, absolutely not. And the key thing is that you have to know when you're in this industry, and especially in LifeWave as a business, you got to put your blinders on, because when you pray about something and it comes like this, it's not you, it is God, and it is powerful. But you got to stay laser focused. And that's completely what we've done. And I mean, the families that are changing, and again, you know, we're not making an income claim here. We just want to let everyone know that there is massive potential to change your life, to change your finances. But I don't know your work ethic. I know my work ethic, and I know what I can do, and I know how I can lock arms with someone, and maybe they've been down on their luck. I can dust them off, pick them up, and get them going, give them a little kick, maybe drag them a little bit till they get that their own belief and their aha moment where they can move forward. But it is the most incredible thing we have seen in the last, I believe we're going on 30 months being in the business, being in LifeWave. We would never change where we're at. I mean, we are so happy. We are so proud of LifeWave. We're proud of all of the corporate people, David Schmidt, Merritt. I mean, we call you the president. So we're sorry because you're always doing so much for all of us, and we are grateful.
And I will say too that Gina mentioned that we couldn't sponsor a fish. Okay. We're committed. So like, we're here with LifeWave and we are locked in solid. Think about it. 36 years, 2 companies. When the company sold, we were like, I called some of my friends and they said, you're the last one to leave, because every single person quit. So we didn't know for sure that what was going to happen, what we'd do. We were praying, we were hoping, but just like every one of you, we made phone calls, and we had to call people, some of them, to remind them who we were. So if you took us to a restaurant in West Palm Beach, where our main house is, we're actually in Heber City, Utah right now. But if you took us to a restaurant where Gina grew up, they should know her, but nobody knows her. We went on the airplane. Nope. We flew here to Utah. Nobody knows us. So if you took an attorney, a doctor, or a restaurant owner, or a business owner, plumber, they know everybody in town. You listening to us have way more influence and credibility in your town than we don't know anybody. I mean, there are some skill sets that you would need to know, but when Gina says we work hard, we're not running like a jackhammer.
No.
You know, this is like skill sets that you could just learn. And, you know, we did a Zoom. It's not like I love the way we have technology today where we talk around the world and we don't have to be there. Now, the only problem is when I look you in the eye in person, you might get a little bit more oomph from it. But hopefully you could take it in today, you know, that you could really believe that you could do it. But I'm confident that you've got as much or more influence that we had when we first started. And I mean, you know, we have each other to build each other up. Gina's got a little more of that in her personality, that she'll encourage me than I probably do her, because she has it in her. But you need to encourage yourself, and that's what this team is all about. But you're going to have to go and start putting it together. And if you're not getting the results you want, then start tweaking the conversation, or thinking about, as you're listening to your upline, what are you doing differently? I usually believe people are just talking too much, because I'm a little bit on the, even though we like to work hard, I'm on like, let me use my energy smartly.
Yes.
And if you're rolling your eyes, I'm not trying to convince you. I mean, like, you got to get used to people. If they're not interested, not everybody wants better health. Not everybody wants to make more money. So don't let that ride on your shoulders. You got to get a little bit more leather to your skin and go to the next person.
Yes, absolutely.
A little bit of our background, at least, so you can kind of see. I was a pro skier for 25 years, skied on the U.S. ski team, world champion. So I kind of got that mindset. I use that competitiveness over here. That's why I want to move through the ranks. And I'm always looking to hit the next level, the next thing. So whatever you were good at in school, you don't have to be a world champion. Maybe you were great in gymnastics, or maybe you were good at the spelling bee. You know, I wasn't any good on that. But, you know, whatever you were good at, remember that. Maybe it was your career. Like Gina, every career she's ever went into, she was a dental assistant. She succeeded at that. She was a flight attendant. She succeeded at that. Use that success and bring it here. And it's still part-time. You can only do this part-time. So whatever you're doing for a living, the great thing is you just use your unproductive time wisely and start building this business.
I love that. And certainly, Steve, I've seen some pictures of you out water skiing barefoot. I think there's one where it's mostly just a silhouette of you, but you got that spray coming up and you're barefoot. I'm thinking I struggle getting up on slalom, let alone trying to do that. But that's absolutely incredible. But I think it does go. But it does explain, though, working at something like that for so long that you did, and having that kind of success. There are things you learn that go along with that process, and so we each have those things that we've done really well at, and we can take those things and bring them here. And I love the fact too that you both have come to the conclusion that you both have different skill sets as well, that you work together rather than trying to, both be the same. You have your own things you got to do that work so well. And I know that's for me and my wife as well. There's certainly things that she is so much better at than I am, and vice versa. But I think that's what makes it work so well. But as we look into the kind of into going into 2025, I'd love to kind of get a feel for what your vision of the future looks like. Because when we're talking about setting goals, understanding kind of where that big picture is, then we can kind of break it down into smaller, bite-sized goals. But where do you guys see the future right now, especially heading into 2025?
First of all, I see everybody that's on here is going to hit the highest rank. If you decide in 2025 that you're going to set that goal. Now, I would set it for 2025, okay? Because I've seen what can happen. And usually when you set a goal, now what happens when you set a goal and you really set it because you're going to make it happen, that puts into effect the urgency to get it done. So once you say, I'm going to hit SPD by the end of 2025, now you have to start implementing the daily habits that you got to do to win and succeed at this. So like Gina said, we only stay focused on the X39, and you could look at the numbers of the people that are winning that are doing that. Now, I'm not saying that we don't wear the other patches or we don't use them, but we never talk about them because Gina will tell you that's what's the reason why we couldn't help a fish succeed before. We learned this already from experience, that when you try to teach everybody everything, it's too much information for the new person. And if the gal is a flight attendant, she's helping her husband and her in his own business. She's raising 4 kids and homeschooling them. How is she going to learn all this stuff if you can keep it simple to one patch? And David will even tell you that from his statistics, those of us that are staying zoned in on focus on X39, keeping it simple, are exploding the business. So I want to throw that out there to everyone that might be, wondering what is happening, why it's happening, because it's so simple. He says with the X39, there's no patch protocol. If you have irritated shoulders, you just stick
Aggravated back, put it on your back.
Stick it on your knee. There's nothing, no magic to this. It works wherever you stick it. So I don't have to think about this. I don't have to be a doctor. And most of us on here are not doctors. I will say, as you go into 2025, even though you really came into this, I would assume you're on here because you want to succeed in the business. Okay. And that's kind of how I operate, because I want people that are going to help me patch 1 billion people.
Yes.
David's goal is to patch 1 billion families. And the only way we can patch them is we have people talking about the product. So if you came in here only selfishly to wear the X39 and you're not going to tell anyone, well, I can't work with that person at the moment. You can wear it, no problem. I love that you're wearing it for yourself, but that's selfish. So I'm looking for people that want to promote it. So in the same breath that I talk about the X39, I tell them this technology is a technology that everyone needs and nobody knows about it. And because of that, it screams opportunity. So I'm right away talking about opportunity the minute I open my mouth. Now, Meredith, when she first came into LifeWave, she said, I wanted to see why we're not having such explosive growth all over the world. I want to take a little tour. She came back and reported back to me what she found out. She said that she found out that everyone else around the world are ambulance chasers. Now, I don't know if you understand what that means, but that means that they're looking for an ambulance and looking for somebody about getting wheeled into the ambulance, and they stick the patch on them. They're looking for people in walkers, in canes, and limping. And that's not what Gina and I are looking for. You see her running across the stage. You see Mike Hernandez, Renita Brannon, all the people running across the stages. Nobody's limping. But they want to have better health, and they want to help a lot of people with their health. But the way you do that is patch people to put together a business. So make sure that you're not, as we go into 2025 and through this holiday season, you're not only talking about the X39. You're leading that into, because no one knows about it, everyone needs it. Screams opportunities right into that conversation. And now when I send them some information on X39, I'm always sending them the link to get signed up. We have an order form that we like to use, but you also have a link, either one of them. But now it's about, hey, Garrett, let's get your application. And you said you want to make some money. So I'm not like trying to convince them. It's very draining. I don't know if this has gone through with anybody, but when you only talk about wealth, when you only talk about wellness and health, it gets very draining on the questions that you get as far as the health. And you start going into uncompliance arenas with diseases, which I don't even know how to spell. So when I get past that and get right into, hey, everyone needs this, and then I let them hear about how to sign up, it's more now about the conversation is, hey, they already realize they need it, and now they want to get signed up. So then I just guide them. And I wanted to tell everybody this real quick. Wherever you're at, I think this is a point where people might miss a little bit. First of all, keep it very simple. Even though I might know everything, I don't tell them anything.
Exactly.
And they sign up. I'm just telling you, they sign up. Now, someone might say, how do you close? The close is in my eyes if I'm with you, or my voice if I'm talking to you. And they know that Gina and I are going to do this whether you do it or not. So it doesn't matter if you do it or you wear it. You're the one that are going to be suffering if you're not wearing the patch, and suffering financially because everyone needs this. So that's my close. It's not necessarily not trying to coerce them. They know I'm going to do it. But I will say that when I talk to the people, I stay consistent. So you want to make sure that before you go to bed tonight, who are the 5 people you're going to see tomorrow? And then do that. Start creating that habit now so that when you go into the new year, you're already at that. That's what Gina's saying, finishing strong. If you haven't created that habit now, maybe you're not so comfortable doing that, but you could say with one, like you could start with 1 or 2, but come on, 1 is like, you're really
If you haven't been doing any, at least do 1. If you're doing 2, then step it up to 4. You know, you got to step up your game a bit. But I want to go back a little bit. So let's just say you've been in the business for 4 years and you haven't hit SBD. Listen, you got to shake it off.
Right.
This is way too big for you to miss out on this amazing opportunity. And there's no reason. It doesn't matter what your occupation is, what your ethnic is, where you come from, how you've been raised. Everyone can win at this. It's just you got to figure out maybe what you're saying, listen to what you're saying, listen to what the people are saying back to you. Like Steve's saying, maybe you're talking too much. But you really got to start with shaking it off. If you haven't hit that top rank yet and you've been in longer than, a year, 2 years, 4 years, 5 years, maybe it's 6 months, but you got to shake that off because it is possible, but it is a mindset because if you keep thinking about that you haven't hit it, that is going to slow you down. That is the slow boat. So you want to have that mindset and that belief that you can do it. Doesn't matter. If somebody asks you, how long have you been in? You can say 4 years. Then you come back and you say, but I'm just getting started. Come on, you gotta have that confidence when you come back at someone, when you are prospecting and they say, well, what are you making? Well, how long have you been in? Have you hit the top rank? Man, I've been in for 4 years, but I just had a wake up call. I had a wake up call and I am just full bore right now. I'm on my game. I'm just getting started actually. And it's okay. Even if you've called someone and you've got them in the business, I'm going to give you a little bit of teaching here. Like you've got somebody in the business and you're thinking, man, they got the potential. You got to call them back and say, listen, I'm sorry, but this is bigger than I ever thought. I got to get your head in the game because this is too big for you to miss out, for your family, for your destiny, because it is incredible.
And I know we're going to set the goals, but we kind of set one right here. How many are you going to talk to every day starting today? Let's do it today and move on through the new year. And I love what Gina's saying. And Gina actually can pull out the personalities of the people too, or what's a quality that what do you say? Because you've got a different approach than me.
Well, like if I'm out and I meet somebody who's like, they're just such a servant. They're such a hard worker, but you know that they're not getting paid what they're worth. And I'll say to them, wow, you are such a hard worker. I love how you go above and beyond. You would be amazing in my business. And that just, you built them up. They got the confidence.
Yeah.
And then they turn to you and they go like, what is your business? So it is a perfect line for you. If you struggle, I don't struggle walking up to someone and prospecting them and talking to them. But if you do, it's a great way for you to open up the door because they're going to turn around and say to you, well, what is your business? And then you get to share it with them. So it's just incredible how you can ship the whole thing. And then we just give them one website, our website, and that's all we do. I don't go and give them, I don't say X39, I don't say LifeWave because that's my prospect. I did the work. So we swap phone numbers. I don't even have a business card. We swap contact phone numbers and we go to work with them. And the key thing is making sure you're following up with them.
Now, I love another thing that she says. Somebody asked us, how did you come into a 20-year-old company and build it so big?
Yeah.
And she said, we use the word launch.
Every time.
So to this day, when she's talking to that person, she's going to say, well, what is your business? We're launching this patch, and it helps you with your health, helps you with your wellness. We don't say the name of the patch. We just tell you that we're launching this technology. And that launch word is like people love the word launch. And we're saying that's a little bit heavy because you can't hit any of these goals unless you open your mouth. Now, Gina loves talking to people. She can go to the grocery store. We're brand new here in Heber City, Utah, and she'll go to the grocery store and she will meet 10 people at the grocery store and come back, look at the 10 people I meet. I'll go to the same store later that afternoon. I don't see nobody, okay? Because I'm not a comfortable person starting a conversation. So it's good for you to know little things of how to start. I like to say, this might be a shot in the dark. I love this line.
Yeah.
I've just met you at the hardware store. I might even tell you the business. I might have just got your number and I'll say, hey, call you later this afternoon, Garrett. I met you at the hardware store. I know you own a plumbing business. You seem really sharp. I don't know if you're interested, but I'm onto something big. I come across this technology and then I tell them just exactly what I said. It helps you with your health, and I could send you some information. But that's as simple as I keep it. But I compliment them, told them how I really respected meeting with them. But I will say this much, guys. We had the success that we had so quickly by just calling people out of our cell phone. Again, no influence. Sometimes we have to remind the people. Like, for instance, Renita and Scott Brennan, we never were in business with them before. So it wasn't like we brought a group or nothing. We called people that we did, we knew them throughout our life, but so we just called people. We still have each 1,000 names to call. So I know there's people in your phone that you have to call over the holidays, which is a perfect time to call. And second of all, you might have said something wrong. Maybe what we're saying, Gina, did you hear what she just said? You would be great in my business. She didn't even talk about the technology first. She said business. I don't think many people did that in LifeWave before we started coming in, because I think a lot of people were all about only the wellness. And I just want to throw this at everybody. I know this is really going to shock them, but I want you to think about this over the holiday. You really be really crazy on this one. I'm not on this big health kick that everybody wants to be healthy. If you go and you look right now out your window, or tonight when you go home, or over the weekend or the holiday season, how many joggers out of the 1,000 people around this town you see running? Nobody, hardly. I mean, I could go on A1A and ride my bike. There's maybe I see 25 people ride their bike with me, but there's millions and millions of people in Palm Beach, Florida. So what I'm trying to get is, if you go to the health food store, you got to go at least on a Saturday. I'm not even going to count a weekday. No one's in there. Go to a health food store on a Saturday. Hardly people are in there. More people are praying for their health and for their wealth, or their finances anyways, just to get ahead. $200 a week, $300 a week. More people are praying than ever before. And let me give you a secret if you're brand new. We've been doing this now, like Gina said, going on 30 months. And I've never seen it where more people are open to a secondary source of income, a home-based business, a non-brick and mortar, especially non-brick and mortar, where they can start it without a credit card to get started. Last thing I want to say before I help you a little more on the goal. Remember, the first goal was, how many are you going to talk to every single day? And it's all about staying consistent.
But starting now.
I'm going to do the hokey pokey where I do 10 people today and no one tomorrow. You got to stay consistent. And you don't have to follow up with the ones that rolled their eyes. You're just exposing it with 5 people. I'm not going to say 5 are going to be interested. I can't get many people to say no.
Yeah.
We just moved here. We had like about 7 or 8 people at our house last night just coming in, like the realtor who sold us the house. They started talking about how they need to make more money and how they're going to look for businesses.
We got us this gift basket.
Gift basket behind here.
And
And now they want to sign up. Then we had somebody here deliver us. Just to let you know, Garrett, we got the last Christmas tree in Heber City. The very last Christmas tree. It looks a little bit like Charlie Brown's Christmas tree, but it's the last tree. So we got a story. And the guys who brought the Christmas tree, 3 of them, all are fired up about the business. So everybody that we're talking to, another owner that runs a cleaning business who helped clean the house before we got here, he is off the chart, has 3 businesses, and is already excited. None of them know about it here in Utah. Nobody knows about X39. So it's incredible, the opportunity that every one of you have. But I want to tell you this, that you don't want to just listen to what everyone's saying. You got to implement.
Yeah.
When Gina was a flight attendant, you would listen to what she said. She guided you. When we bought this house, the mortgage broker guided us on what to sign.
Right.
When you came to my training center, I guided you what we're going to do for the week. I had to really work hard at you it's imagine this, Garrett. If you're there for 5 days, we can't wear you out the first day. Imagine barefooting so solid all day long. The second day, you won't get out of bed. I have to make sure that you're going to succeed at the end of the week with as much tricks as I can possibly teach you. And that's not easy, but I guided the people and they listened to me. So you got to do the same thing here. If I'm prospecting you, I'm going to send you some information, and then I'm going to send you my link to sign up, and I'm going to guide you how to sign up. So I'm going to say, I like the Premier package because that's what we signed up with. All of our SBDs, either they got it or they upgraded to it. So you might want to start with that. But if you can't afford it, think about that. You can't start any business for $17.50. That's something you should be thinking about, that you're working that hard and you don't have it.
Hello.
But let's start you with the advanced, and you can upgrade and pay the difference. So I'm guiding them and get on 2 sleep subscriptions so you can make everything in the comp plan. So at least advanced and 2 sleep when I send them my link. You see how I'm guiding them. Now they've signed up. Now we're going to say, hey, our goal is to get you manager. So that would be the first rank goal that you need to set. Can I get to manager? Guys, get serious. If you're not manager, let's get this done before the week, before the new year. You can go manager.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, I want to give you a little heads up about the holidays. Gina and I were at a holiday dinner with her family, only her family, not my family. She had me meet me in the kitchen. She whispered at the table, and we're going to talk to about our business. Okay. And I said, but it's your relatives. She said, you're going to tell them. And I'm like, no,
I
your
said they're
relatives.
gonna receive it better from you than they are me because they know me.
So we're having a business conversation, a strategy session in the kitchen of her sister's house. You may need to do that where you're at today. But I will say this much. It was an encouraging message. She wasn't saying rudely telling me or get out there, bozo, and do this. It was, you could do it. Let's do it. And they actually yawned. Everybody yawned at the dinner. Okay. But the next day they all signed up.
Yep.
And now they're at the highest rank with us. So I want to let you know that you don't know who was going to sign up. I don't have anyone signed up on my side of the family. So if you don't have that, don't feel hurt. I'm not hurt myself. Don't worry about it. But who are you going to meet throughout the holiday season and you're going to bump into? I will give you a quick tip. If I'm at a party, like a party for Delta Airlines or whatever, and we go to her Christmas parties, I don't open my mouth in front of everybody at once because there's always a Debbie Downer that'll start saying negative. So I'm collecting cards a little bit, or I'm talking to Garrett on my own in a corner somewhere. I don't want to take in front of the whole group. I'm just listening, like Gina said. Oh, I wish I could go snowboarding for Christmas. Oh, I wish I could do this with my family. I'm listening to that so I can say, hey, I'm on to something big. I can help you. So that is a big thing that you want to do. So, okay, our first goal was a goal. How many are you going to talk to every day? And we're going to set that throughout the year consistently. What is it? If it is only 3, then only set 3. But I think you could do 5 because I'm not saying if every night you set a goal that I'm going to write 5 people down I'm going to talk to the next morning. And talking to could be this. This is the best way I do social media. If I know somebody from high school, or I know somebody that I met, or somebody at my training center or whatever, I will message them privately, say, hey, Bob, I'm onto something big. I haven't talked to you for a long time, but I got to talk to you. Here's my cell phone. Give me yours or text me when we can talk. Now, I'm not saying I got everybody to reply back, but I got a lot. Okay. So that could be something before you go to bed. You only talk to 3 people, do 2 of those.
Right.
We're not a big thing on just blasting it out on social media. I like to text them that way because you know people that way you can't get a hold of. Like, I've never seen a better time and era where you know a lot of people you can't get a hold of. Just look for them on Facebook or social media and private message them. That is a very unique strategy that you could do. And now you're exposing it. You tried.
Right.
You feel good that you did something. Every day you're trying to do something.
And one of the biggest things is if you're going to go and you're going to prospect 10, 20 people, you got to remember, you got to follow up with those 10, 20 people. You don't want to blow it out of the park. You want to make you want to get them enrolled. You want to see what you see. So if you go too big, if you could do 20 and follow up with 20, then boom, go for it. But if you can't, you got to be realistic because the fortune is in the follow-up. So you can prospect all day long, but it's actually the follow-up that's really going to be the closer and the win for you.
Going back to what I said now about the implementing, you've signed the people up and you're going manager. So now you've got your manager. That's your goal by the end of the year. That's our push through that Gina's talking. Let's get you manager. Okay. Now, if you are manager, can you break a manager? And I'm going to talk about that right now.
Yes.
Because going director is not that difficult. If you believe manager is easy, your mom, your brother, your cousin, your sister. Okay. That's 4 people. You got them in. Now you're manager. So now you're going to set a goal. If you believe that's easy, you just got to help your friend. You got to go help yourself break another manager, and now on the other side, and now you're a director. So now you got to start helping your friends. So this business is all about how good are you at helping other people succeed. So I remember after that holiday, and I signed up the relatives. I had signed up my friend Matt Curtis, and I called him and I said, we got to help you go manager. Okay. So who can we call? I remember him calling his son-in-law, and he was on the Winnie the Pooh ride in Disney, and we got his credit card. So, I mean, like, the point is that you're going to help them kind of make the calls. Like, I just told you how to prospect. You want to say the same thing to your friends and help them make a call. Like, if I was going to help Garrett, I'd say, Garrett, who's somebody do you know that's successful, that likes to win? You're always looking for people that like to win and succeed, and that's a good strategy. I want to help you on that. Maybe some of you might say, if anyone says to you or you're saying to yourself, nobody on my team is doing anything, and you keep repeating that, look at yourself a little bit, because you're getting a repeat answer. Like, I would never say that nobody's doing anything, because it's me. It's my business. So I got to take responsibility. Use this attitude in 2025. If it's to be, it's up to me. I'm going to believe that nobody's going to do anything but me and my business. That's how me and Gina act. We're going to do it all. We got to do everything. So I'm going to help Garrett. He's going to give me someone successful. Think about the people you're talking to. If no one's ever succeeded, that is a lot of work, because I know this is a business of inspiring and motivating and helping them. But remember what Gina said on her Delta when she was as an airline stewardess. If the oxygen masks fall down, put them on you first and then help everybody else. You're trying to help everybody else before you put yours on.
Right.
Think about this, okay? You should be looking for people that like to win, because when they get in, they say, Steve, this is actually my strategy. And you follow my team and you'll see, if anyone knows Mike Hernandez or Renita and Scott Brannon, Sai Hernandez, they want to pass us up. So we find people that say, we are going to pass you up. What kind of people do you have? Are you trying, is it like a project? Are they projects? Okay.
Yeah.
Or are they people that are trying to pass you up? I don't know who you're looking for, but you're looking for people that they're going to pass you up, whatever it is. So now you're running ahead of them. That's a whole different strategy and much more fun to build your business. So Garrett's going to say, I know this person, John, he's successful. He's a teacher. Okay, John, Garrett, this is Steve Merritt. You don't know me, but I'm a friend of Garrett's. He spoke highly of you, said you're a teacher. You love helping people. You like to win. You're actually a baseball coach on the side. We're on to something big.
Yeah.
Here's what we found out. And I go into my same thing. So now I'm talking to Garrett's friend, but the same exact thing that I'm doing. The reason why you got to keep talking to your 5 every day is because it's got to spew out of your mouth like a broken record. Our kids will say to us, Mom and Dad, you sound like a broken record. We say the same thing every time. We show the same plan every time. We never get bored. Sometimes the more analytical people, they want to make something simple hard. We are so simple, so easy, and we don't change it up. So we say the same thing every time. So when I call Garrett's friends, I'm saying the same thing that I'm doing, but don't practice on Garrett's friends. You should be practicing on the people you're meeting.
That's right.
But don't take lightly your phone. The people that are in your phone have got a much more relationship. Think about this. We wouldn't have the success we had if we were tapping on the shoulder of people at the hardware store and they don't even, at least somebody who you bought paint from, you can remind her, remember, Bob, I bought paint from you last year. Oh, I kind of remember you. Hey, we're on to something big. So at least the people in your cell phone, they kind of know you, and you can get a little more. And if you only talked about the patch and not about the opportunity, you got to say, hey, Johnny, I really messed up. I only talked to you about the wellness of this technology. It is off the chart, but the income potential is insane. I'm sorry that I messed up. People really appreciate that.
They like it. Yeah.
Yeah. So you would have, that means some of you that are on here, because if you were doing what Merritt has said, you're chasing ambulances, you got your whole cell phone left. Be a positive. Because I know there's a lot of people here that you travel the world to find out and come and report to everybody in the corporate. I happen to get the message myself, and I was very interesting what I heard, because this is a network marketing opportunity. We're not just promoting wellness, we're promoting wellness and success.
Yeah.
Last thing I wanted to tell you, that you got everyone will have a huge advantage when they talk to people, especially if you talk to anyone else that's been in a network or is thinking about doing something different. The difference that we have at LifeWave is David Schmidt. And I'm not just saying David Schmidt because he's an inventor and he's a great person, but it's the way he went the route, how we ended up here.
Yeah.
We ended up here not by a normal network marketing company. Almost all of them, give me 90% of them. They start with somebody who wants to make money, the owner of the networking company. Maybe they partner up, me and Garrett partner up. We got to go find a supplement that's going to be moved through our business. Okay. So they find out what's the best supplement could be made, and they brand it. And now they find a doctor to promote it. It might be pretty good, but it is not this good. It is not this. This is not even fair, everybody. This is too good to be in our business, but it wasn't planned to be here. David did not plan on putting it through a network. If you heard his story, he did not want to put it through a network. Is that an incredible story when somebody says to you, I don't want to be in a network or a network marketing business? You know what? I'm so glad you said that. Neither did the owner. Would that throw the guy back? What? The owner didn't want to be. Okay. He came across some people and found out that realistically, the way he got to where he's at today with what he was doing was all through relationships. and he started the business. And he's an inventor, and he's the inventor of the product that is so unique. Now, you might say, when me and Garrett found the supplement company, we branded it, they're saying that they invented that product, but not like David.
No.
This is so unique that this is what sets us all apart. Next, the second thing that sets us apart is we make our own products.
Yeah.
We manufacture our own product. Can you imagine the growth that we've had, and they haven't had a hiccup of the delivery of the X39? And anyone heard Coleman Dillman? I love this gentleman. He's never missed delivery of these X39s, and he's already able to do $2 billion worth of patches, and we're only at going on 600 million by the end of the year. So we have the potential, and he's ready to deliver. But if you saw him at conference, he's already building the manufacturing plant to produce 4 billion patches.
Yeah.
Don't get messed up. I want to give you this heads up for everybody, because I love David, and his inventions are off the chart, and I take all of them, right? But we don't have water yet. We don't have these other things yet. So zone in on what we have.
Yes.
And if you heard the COO, he didn't say we were doing 4 billion water machines. He said we're going to gear up for 4 billion patches.
Yeah.
Okay. And if 90% of all the patches sold are X39, what do you think he's going to be making? Zone in here. Don't miss what's going on. Don't try to be a busybody. Zone in, because you're going to be, imagine if you got 100,000 people on your team when they announce the water machine, what's going to happen to your business? You see what I mean? You got to think that way. You got to use what you have. Networking 101 is you only promote what you have. And I'm teaching you that today so you can win and succeed, because Garrett has on here saying, hey, how are you guys doing this? We're zoning in. We know what's working. We know what pays the bills. We know what is happening and what everybody wants. Don't miss. We have the best technology I've never seen a product like the X39 in network marketing in my life. So don't miss what we have in David Schmidt. I just told you why we have it, because this is David's life calling. That isn't like, I'm going to go make some money and find a product.
Right.
He designed the product, and he figured out, I got a product here that I need to move through a business. How should I do it?
Right.
And he tried QVC. If you know his story, he tried all different ways, and here we are in LifeWave. It's amazing.
So I wanted to leave everybody with, because, as we're ending this 2024 and we're going into 2025, and you're not where you want to be, then there's maybe a few things we've got to work on. And I would just highly suggest it's like as if you're setting goals, like Steve was saying, on contacting, on following up, on your business. Maybe it's that you're whining and you're complaining, because that's not going to do you any good. It is going to dig you more in a hole and put heavy, like I call it, luggage on your shoulders that it's hard to carry. People can see it on your face. So maybe you got to stop whining and complaining. Well, I don't have an upline that helps. Well, I don't have a team that, stop. I always say, stop it. There's what is his name? Bob Newhart. It's a video you can go watch.
Google it tonight.
Stop it.
Hey, fantastic video.
It's about a girl complaining about she's going to get buried alive
In a box.
and he's counseling her. He's a psychiatrist, and he's counseling her, and he just tells her, stop it. So if you're whining and complaining, stop it. That's the first change you got to make in 2025 in order to have a different 2025. Okay, now maybe it's what's coming out of your mouth. Maybe it's how you've been raised, or maybe you just have gone through a lot in life. It's okay. We're going to break through that. We're going to shake it off. So I would encourage you, if it's maybe what's coming out of your mouth, so, like, I'm just not able to get it. I'm just not able to go director. So there again, you got to stop it. But maybe you got to start reading.
Yeah.
And if you're not a good reader, it's okay. If you read 15 minutes a day, it's going to give you an impact in your mind of a positive, confident book. Whoever you want to read, John Maxwell. I mean, we can go on and on with different books. We have a book of the month for our team because we feel that's so powerful. What I always say, bad in, bad out, good in, good out. So it's a thing that, and we've all been raised different. Where my sisters and I, Sandy Marr and Sydney Brinison are my sisters, and they have that skill set that I do that we watched our parents have their own businesses and work hard, and they went down on their knees, boom, got knocked out, but they jumped back up, dusted themselves off, and they're back in the fight. So that's where we got to get you, because you can win in 2025. So maybe you got to start reading a little bit. You're not good at reading, then do the audible books, because you got to get that mindset in there where you're going to, it's a shift of where you're at and what you're going through. And hey, we all have life, but let me tell you what, when your finances are in order and you got money in the bank, it's a different shift when you come in that bump in the road, because we're all going to have bumps in the road. That's life. And we have each other, thank God. But you got to get that mindset and that skill set down, because it's going to help you change your 2025 for your business, for your entire team. They're going to not believe. They're going to be like, whoa, what happened to you? You're different. You know, everything that comes out of your mouth is like, we can, we will, I am, I'm going.
Yeah. And again, like we're talking about, you got your goal set. You're going to take and talk to so many people every day. You're going manager. You're going to help people go manager. You're going to go director. So set that goal. If you get the manager by the end of the year, then you got to get this the director a few weeks, 2 weeks after that. And then you're going to get to senior director. Set that goal at least 90 days. That's a doable thing for anyone starting right now. You can go all the way to senior director in 90 days. So, you know, a couple months into the new year, you're going to be senior director, and then it's Johnny bar the door, right? In the meantime, you're helping people put them in. Our philosophy is, and again, check with your upline, but we put 20 personal people on the far right side and 20 personal people on the far left side. Now, the reason why we do that is because I don't want to push my goals on Garrett. If I sponsor him and he's not ready, I want irons in the fire that I can go help and make it happen. But when I sponsor Gina and she's ready, I'm going to go help her go manager. I'm not right away going finding another personal. But I want to make sure that everyone sets that goal, that in a 90-day period, you put 20 right, 20 left, you're going to have the momentum that you need.
Your business will shift.
Yeah, that urgency of doing that causes the momentum that drives your business to go crazy. So it doesn't matter like where you're at. You could start that right now.
That's right.
Like
That's what we're doing. We do 20 left, 20 right.
Right.
As soon as we get it done, another 20 left.
We're going to be at 20 right, 20 left right here in Utah.
Yes.
That's wherever we're at, we're going to do it. Okay. So in the meantime, helping other people, but you set those goals and you decide that you are going to be part of what is happening. Now, Garrett asked us about vision and where we see 2025. It's very simple, but I want to lay it out for you to see who wants to be a part of this. As a matter of fact, when I lay it out, I want you to tell me if you want to be part of what's about to happen in the chat.
Yeah.
So what's happening is in 2025, LifeWave is going to have another record year. I am confident it is going to. Yeah, it's going to be. They're telling us. Okay, Garrett, can you just tell me real quick, or tell them what you told me? I don't know if it's legal to tell them, but what happened Black Friday week?
Yeah, so in Black Friday, in 7 days, we did the same amount of sales in North America that we did in all of 2019. And so think about that. It just within 5 years, we're doing more in 7 days than we did in an entire year. So incredible results of what we saw there.
So I wanted you to hear that. I'm glad that Garrett said it and not me. And I missed what he said the other day. I forgot the date, but 2019 was the entire year they did in 1 week. Now, this didn't happen months ago, years ago. This happened 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
This is what's happening right now in LifeWave. We are going to have a record year in 2025. Okay. So I want to know, my goal is this. They're going to announce how much millions that we're going to do this year, but we already know from David, it's over 600 million. If we've been growing at $200 million a year for the last 2 years, I believe that this team, all of us here that are watching right now, okay, you're the ones I'm talking to.
Watch the replay.
Okay. Yeah. Who I believe Gina and I have set a goal to help be the biggest part, do whatever we got to do to take LifeWave to $1 billion in 2025.
Yes.
I mean, I think it's kind of weak to say, oh, we're going to go to 800, 850, 875, 900 million. Why not go all in? All of us go and be the talk of the industry because we took the company by storm. And there's way more leaders on here than there were 29 months ago when we started. Who's in on wanting to be a big part, put in the chat, yes, I'm in. Just put I am in 20,
All in. Let's go, baby. All
I
in.
want to know who's going to be with us in 2025 to take this to $1 billion. I want you to know that when you don't see Gina and I, we are talking. All last night, we couldn't get anything done because everybody wants to get in.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what's happening.
Someone said, well, how do you prospect someone? I said, okay. So we have this gentleman that came and cleaned the house that Steve talked about. His name's Robbie.
Yeah.
He said, hey, did you guys get a tree? And we're like, no. And he's like, well, hey, I'm at the store. There's only one left. I'm bringing it to you. So he brings this tree in. We're actually doing a Zoom. So I talk a little bit louder. And as soon as we get done with the Zoom, he's like, hey, tell me what that is.
Yeah. We need to talk to him.
Someone saying, how do you talk to someone that's like by you? And how do you like approach him? I said, do you know how to talk a little louder with a little energy in your voice, with a little fire?
Yeah. So this is what we're experiencing. And like I said, when you get around today, like you're on today, when you get around this energy and you get around the people that are winning, it pours off you.
Yeah.
People just, they're asking us, what are you doing? And we're like laughing if, we're saying to ourselves, they're going to see it when we do it. But we're going to take LifeWave as a team, all of us
Yeah.
here. We need everyone. I don't care if you're brand new. We need your leadership here. Are you going to not only listen, but are you going to start implementing and guiding your people to go through the ranks, to sign up, and guide through the ranks? And are you going to be part of this $1 billion company, play a big role? Because we had no idea it was going to be this big. And like Gina said, we're not taking the credit. We're giving God the credit because he brought this to us and he's got favor over this company like we paid for.
Absolutely.
But we're looking for people who want to step it up and make it happen. So let's do it. We don't care where you're at, what you've been doing from that point on. You're saying this is going to be it. I'm going to finish the year strong. I'm going to get manager or break some managers between now and then. And I'm going balls to the walls all the way to the end of 2025.
Let's go. Yeah.
Love it. Love it. The thing I love as well is I've had a chance to see you guys in action. So we just got off the cruise when I think we're all in Venice. Whether we stop at a hotel there, we're all just checking back in because I think you're going to stay a few extra days and so are we. And so we were standing there in the line and there just happened to be a gentleman. I don't know if his key card was wrong or something like that to his room. You get talking to him. He's a businessman out of Mexico. The next thing you know, you're sharing information. He seemed really interested. I obviously don't know what ended up happening with that, but I mean, it couldn't have even been more than 30 seconds. You had his details. He was interested and then he was on his way and doing whatever he was going to do. But it just came so natural and so smooth. And it was just because you genuinely cared and wanted to, had a great opportunity for him and he seemed open to it. So it was really fun to just watch how simple and easy it was by just having a chat, asking him where he's from Mexico. Oh, I got a lot of great friends. In fact, we got a couple of great business partners out in Mexico, and then it just opens up to everything else. And so, yeah, that was really fun to watch.
Because I turned around and I said, and that is how we do it.
That's exactly right. And then to be able to also hear the story about your, talking to your family and having now had a chance to spend some time with your sisters and their husbands on many of these trips as well. And seeing that, those are the type of people you do want to hang out with. Although I will say, Sandy cheats at cards. But other than that, they're fantastic to play with, to be around. I'm only kidding, obviously. But certainly, what you've been able to achieve here and the impact that you've had on LifeWave, it really is nothing short of amazing because you lead by example and because, someone said to us, I remember shortly after you guys spoke at conference, they're going, wow, they're high energy. Are they like that all the time? And I was like, yes, they're like that all the time. This is not I'll be energetic when I need to, but it's just, this is who you are. And so, but that's what we love, and is everyone like that? No, of course not. Everyone has their different skills and abilities, but certainly what you've been able to do and the impact that you've had is amazing because you have big hearts, you do care. And one of the things too that it didn't say it in this way, but I love the concept of it. And that is everybody, if you want to build strong retention in your team, meaning that people stick around, they want to stick around, they need to have great experiences with two products. Number one is X39 and number two is the comp plan. Sometimes we don't necessarily look at it as a product, but it really is something that people can gain and learn and understand and really have a great impact on their lives. Because as Steve, as you had mentioned, more people need help with their wealth than they do with their health. And so it's making sure we're giving everyone the opportunity to experience both of those amazing products that we have to offer.
Yeah, and you don't know what they're praying for. You don't know. I will say this much: everybody wants better health. So I'm not going to say that. We all know they want better health. I feel really bad, and I don't take it. I don't throw them under the bus for this.
No.
They're working so hard, 2 jobs or whatever, that they can't. And they're not making enough money to eat right and exercise the way they want. The minute, from my experience, and all the people we've helped succeed and win, is as soon as they start having success and making so much money per week, like making what they make in their career, doubling it, tripling it, all of a sudden, these people turn into health nuts. They get very healthy. So it's really interesting to watch. But we know that we want better health for them. But, sometimes you just take the stress of the finances off them. They're going to have a much better quality of life.
Right. And when you were talking about our energy and how we are, well, I learned this on the airplane, when someone's walking on board, and whether I'm paying, my job was to pay attention to them and be there for them, to serve them. So, and with a smile and looking, presentable. So, look presentable, have a smile on your face. I remember, some of my friends would be like, they're just so tired and exhausted. They would be like, welcome to Delta Airlines. Do you know where your seat is? No, I'm like, welcome to Delta Airlines. Can I help you find your seat? There's a difference in that. So it's kind of like, just like when you're talking to somebody and you're out and about, and maybe you don't have that outgoing personality, tweak it up a little bit, because people want to be around that energy. It is contagious when you are around that energy, instead of being like, oh, I have this great product. You got to see it. Come on. I'm too busy. I got 4 kids. I homeschool them. I work full time at the airlines. No, I want to know. You said, I have this amazing technology. No one knows about it. It's a gold mine. I'm like, what is it? So you got to have that in you. If you don't have it in you, don't be fake about it. Be yourself, but up it a little bit with the energy and the enthusiasm that you have something they can't not see. They got to check it out.
Love it. Well, we're just right at the top of the hour. So just as we, I guess, go to finish this off, any last comments you'd like to make before we close this out?
David Schmidt made a comment the other day when I was talking to him, and some other people heard him, that he's been making lately, that he's gone through the fire for 20 years, then had incredible memories. And he said he loved that he went through what he went through, because it made him stronger.
Right.
So he was ready for the next challenges. So some of you might be going through some challenges. I love his message that he actually is blessed and feels grateful that he had these challenges, whatever they were. And some of them were so much that he was on the brink of bankruptcy.
Yeah.
Okay. And he went through that, and that now he will tell you that he's so blessed that he went through that, because it's helped him with everything else he's gone through in life. And he's telling us that if I went through all of this in LifeWave to get to where we're at today, I want to let you know that I am in this for life. This is going to be a network marketing, traditional way of network marketing for the rest of my life. Putting this together, I would feel so incredibly terrible if I ever let my brand partners, my friends down. So this is very interesting. You heard Gina's and we're very loyal people. 36 years, we've only signed up 2 times, and this is the 3rd time we've ever signed up in our life in a network. So you've got us here. We ain't going nowhere. You got Merritt is telling us that this is her life. This is where she's putting her stake in the ground. This is where we want to be. When you have that kind of attitude in the corporate field, the ownership, and Gina and myself and the leaders that are here, you are onto something big. So mark my word, this is going to be huge. 2025 is going to be incredible. Garrett's nodding his head a minute. I said 2025 is going to be another record year. So point is that we all know, we don't even talk about that, but we already know it. We can feel it in the blood of what's going on in LifeWave. So we don't want you to miss this, but it's going to happen no matter what. So I hope you're with us. It's going to be wild as we go through it. We want to encourage you to all have a fantastic.
Make sure that you are registered for LifeWave's convention in October, because it will sell out.
Yeah.
And then you're going to be pulling your hair. What I would do is I would encourage you to buy extra tickets, and then you get them to your team. So that way your team doesn't get left out, because it will be a game changer. Everyone being there together, unity. It's amazing. It's powerful. You don't want to miss it. Last convention was incredible, and they only get better and better. But make sure you get registered. It's really, really important.
Love that. Well, thank you both so much. It has been an absolute pleasure spending this time with you this afternoon and be able to hear your excitement, hear your passion, hear your vision of what 2025 is going to be like. And let's all put our efforts in and let's take this, let's outperform whatever the corporate's thinking and say, we're going to $1 billion in 2025. We love that. And certainly we know that with you as our partners, anything is possible. So thank you all. Steve and Gina, thank you for being on. Everyone else that's on today as well, thank you. And we'll look forward to catching up with you again next month.
Guys, have a fantastic holiday season. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, whatever religion you're at. We just love every one of you, but make it productive.
Yes.
Make it productive.
Yes.
Come on, you got this.
And remember, you got God's favor all over your business. And now it's just a little bit of you getting up. Let's go. Put a little fire into your rear and make it happen. 2025, you got goals. You got a game plan. And we look forward to seeing you at the top. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you all. And we'll talk to you next month.
Thank you.